All right. What I like to talk about is to treat people the way that you want to be treated. Yeah, I know it's hard and all that. Okay. And sometimes it challenges me to make sure that I do the right thing myself. Okay. But as a leader, okay, and when you lead people, you want to be hard, but you want to be fair. Okay. You want to, especially if it's is somebody that you feel as though maybe they have potential or there's something that you can work with. You want to be that way, but you want to kind of lead those people underneath your what they say. You want to grab them underneath your wings and fly and let them fly with you. Okay. And you want to try to mold and shape. And also, I would think as a leader, you want to try to set some type of example or have some type of fruit yourself. I think a lot of these leaders, okay, a lot of them, not all of them, but many of them are there for a check. They're hardly ever around. And, they'll come in there and bark out orders. And next thing you know, a couple of hours, they gone. They gone for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. Okay. What kind of a leader would you be if half the day you hardly ever around? Okay. Now, well, let me say this. If you actually moving mountains, then yeah, you deserve probably to have your time off or to do whatever you need to do. Okay, you putting in the time, you are able to produce that fruit and so forth. But if you're not, if you just being negligent and then want to come and push around on people or whatever, okay, then you don't deserve to have those perks. Now let's talk about this young man named Connor Sturgeon. Let me be out the way here. I need to go on and drive. I'm over here at a gas station here. How's everybody doing today, by the way? All right, I'm back off a 2 week suspension. And it'd be nice if y'all could tell other people about my channel. I'm at 483 subscribers. I like to try to get 500, okay, subscribers here. And I think that I've accomplished a heck of a lot for somebody that really didn't promote this channel on other outlets like Facebook or, I don't know, IG and stuff like that. I'm really just not into that. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But anyway, Connor Sturgeon, to my understanding, he was a bank worker at a bank in Louisville, downtown area, I believe, where it was very, very busy downtown. I've been through Louisville a couple of times. I really hadn't spent no time there. I have a lot of my boys out there at Fort Campbell. That's in the southern part of Kentucky, Clarksville. And I went out to Lexington for a visit, okay, which is, I think Lexington is like an hour and a half, 2 hours away, okay, headed east towards West Virginia. That's where UK is, Kentucky University. All right, but this he this guy, it happened early in the morning a few days ago. It happened, so today's Wednesday. If I'm not mistaken, it happened Monday. Monday the not let's see here, the 10th. So 2 days before this video is being made. 5 people dead and 3 injured. Okay, including a cop that was shot in the head, to my understanding. Okay, and I saw about 5 podcasts pertaining to this incident. The governor even came forward and said the cop that this young man shot, I guess it, helped him along with his law career and so forth, okay, and this and that. Man, it was really, really a sad incident, okay? Uh, Now, it also come to my understanding by one of the conscious podcasters, all right, that this dude, again, he was an employee at this bank, and he was pushed around or maybe being targeted by other co-workers, including his boss, okay, for whatever reason. I don't know if maybe because he's different. I don't know, maybe because he wanted to come in there and do his job and go home. Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not a team player. That if you have that type of mentality, okay, it's just that I guess you just don't go along and play along, and you just don't really just fit in, in that team type of environment. Okay, but you're good at what you do. All right. Now talking to neighbors, I was listening to the podcast of pundits talking to the neighbors of the community of that he lived in. This young man, that the neighbors saying that he was a quiet guy, always smiled at everybody, had a good repertoire in the neighborhood. He played basketball and track. Okay, his dad was a coach at one of the high schools out there in Louisville. Okay, I mean this guy turned out to be a model dude, so it had to be something that happened at work. Okay, for whatever reason, this guy was being targeted. Okay, and they ganged up on this dude. It probably got to a point to where he couldn't take it anymore, and then came to work and went ham. All right, whether the guy was fired or whatever, I don't know. Okay, but the police had searched his house and they got a computer out of there, a laptop, and they did not confirm it was there something in that computer that could have been a motive or whatever. Maybe for example, maybe if he planned something out or what. Okay, but just conjuring up all this evidence, this is something that happened on that job. Again, for whatever reason, that this guy was what they call cold-redded or targeted or whatever for whatever reason. All right. And there wasn't any podcasts or any statements that were made about his performance. All right. And the man just lost it. And it happened early in that morning, right before the bank opened. Okay. That's all I could think of. So you probably could count on gun reform in Kentucky. Right after that, like they're having in Tennessee right now, they're having a big protest over there. There's some, I guess it's a black trio. They got kicked out of the meeting or whatever. Okay, the town hall meeting and so forth. But I'll say this about workplace environment. It's a double-edged sword. When you work, and this is the reason why also I've encouraged people to get out of the corporate world if you are able to. Even if you have a job in the corporate world, you need to find something to do, maybe like part-time or maybe like a little side thing that you could do just to have a little bit of flexibility and self-autonomy. Okay. And maybe, let's say perhaps worst case scenario, if you get fired, then maybe you could take that side hustle. Maybe you can kind of cultivate it into a full-time hustle. Okay. You cannot count on this corporate world, to take care of you. These banks and all that, you see what they're going through right now with the money system. And that needs to be a video for another day, but I wasn't able to do it because I was suspended. Okay. The money system is changing. All these banks and all that, with the money and all that, missing high interest rates. Okay. Banks are closing because of the, what is it? I'm trying to think what it is. Like Credit Suisse. I made a video about that. All right, where the bank's interest has went up, and then everybody pulled the money out of the bank. So I'm saying these banks are going through a lot of adjustments. Okay, growing and shrinking pains. All right, and they got to be able to pay their bills too. If they can't pay their bills, then guess what? People end up losing their jobs. Okay, I don't know if they told the man that, look, you know what, you don't have a job no more or what. But that's what it probably means, generally speaking, okay? That they're probably going to have to cut people, all right? And plus, with this cryptocurrencies and all that, all right, that some of this stuff is going to be brought in to push banks aside, okay? There's not going to be a need for a lot of these banks, okay? That work schedules, I don't know, work and families, people have to worry about, paying their, how they're going to be able to get the next dollar to feed their family and so forth. All right. Just a lot going on right now. Okay. So I don't know. All I could say is, look, if you are in the corporate world, do what you have to do. I just think that if you feel like you're harassed or bullied, hey, don't be afraid or whatever to call the HR or contact them and let them know about what you're doing, about what's going on and so forth. All right. And if you're just in a situation where you're being talked to a lot, you're hearing rumors about uh, laying off and all that, you want to get your resume together. So you have to prepare. In the meanwhile, okay, keep your job. Okay, do what you have to do. Be proficient, be wherever that you got to be. All right. And don't, if you are in that situation, okay, don't put yourself in the situation where you're going to be targeted, because that's probably what more than likely you are going to do it if you don't do whatever that you have to do at the time that it needs to be done. And that's the best advice I can give you. I think if you know somebody that's going through some mental problems, or you yourself, okay, or going through things, I'm not going to say mental problems, but where things are trying, okay, in your life, well, you may want to pray and ask for help, okay, and get back into faith. I'm gonna leave it at that. Get some professional help. All right, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for your time. I got other things I got to do.